My father had the best laugh and the best smile. One of the greatest compliments I can receive is when someone tells me that I have my dad's smile. He was born in 1931 and was actually 43 years old when I was born. So you would expect a man, especially an older Korean man, he'd be stoic and impassive, almost harshly unemotional. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was definitely strict and could be downright scary when it came to things like academics and work ethic. But one of my father's greatest gifts was his ability to laugh at himself and in funny situations. With his huge, very loud laugh, his eyes crinkling in the corners and flashing a beautiful, toothy grin. His other superpower? He had no problem showing his tears. They would come easily and quickly, and it was heartwarming to see my father be such an amazing example that there was no shame in witnessing a grown man crying. Many of us grew up during a time when tired old gender roles dictated that men could not express their emotions for fear of being perceived as being weak or even too feminine. Tired old social norms forced men to hide their emotions and suppress their feelings. As a man, you weren't supposed to show vulnerability, lest you be ridiculed or mocked for being weak. As the old false adage goes, real men don't cry. But my father did cry. And he was very real to me and to those who knew and loved him. He was an incredible father, husband, brother, uncle, and friend. He bucked those old norms. He laughed and he smiled and he cried whenever he could, even having a serious job with a serious title and a natural intensity in all things personal and professional. My dad was still willing to show his emotions. He knew that it was important to be expressive and to share the warmth and relatability of his laughter and his smile and his tears. In this time of intolerance, we should encourage everyone to say goodbye to old, harmful gender stereotypes and allow them to freely express themselves, to be vulnerable and open, and to embrace and celebrate that open vulnerability. Although my father was born in a foreign country decades ago with cultural norms of emotional silence and strict traditions, he was able to intuitively figure out that a culture of acceptance was far superior to one of judgment and suppressed emotions. I miss my father each and every day. And some days I do weep so much for the very painful loss I feel since he left us 4 years ago on that day of Father's Day in 2019. But lately, most days for me are filled with incredibly happy and moving memories of my dad, laughing and crying and just being himself. Those memories sustain me and remind me that he left an amazing legacy of very big, very joyous, very visible love. My team and I are so lucky to have such great dads and special men in our lives, and we wanted to share them with you all.